Nigeria has an estimated population of about 260 million people. 70% of this population are under the age of 30, and this makes the Nigerian society a youthful population. As at 2020, 34.9% of Nigerian youth were unemployed, and there has been an increase at this rate. Brought to you from MFM Magodo Youth Church, the citadel of testimony and power. This is a discourse regarding the state of the nation. We have three esteemed individuals that will be discussing on the youth's participation in nation building. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Rotimi Inioluwa.
My name is Adewale Onagbesan.
My name is Akanni of Lagos.
And my name is Nneamaka Nwadei.
How can the youth be a part of the nation building, Mr. Akanni?
Well, good evening, everybody. I believe there is a fundamental principle of ways by which youth, you and I, can be part of a nation building. One, through our skills, which could be either technical or soft skills. Number two, through some sort of knowledge or experience that we've acquired in our various life. So people will sort of wonder, like, okay, when we're talking about experience from the youth, in what way? This is what I mean. You've gone to school, you are a graduate, you've gone through the NYSC. We believe or we expect you to at least have a sort of experience as to some of the things you need to do that will make you to be successful. So having talked about the experience, the skills and all of that, there is a path to what we call growth and development. And I believe that this set of particular individual called youth, they must or might have undergone such series of life journey. Then the last one is their participation or involvement in discourse. So discourse could mean different things. It could be political, it could be economical, it could be business, it could be religious. But basically, they need to be involved, they need to participate. So all of this together, when we consolidate it, might be some of the contribution of what is expected of them to bring to the table in nation building. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wale, do you agree with him, or do you have a different view from what he has said?
I don't have a different opinion to what Mr. Florenshaw just said. In short, I super agree with him, because when you look at countries that have, grown, developed across the world, superpowers now, I mean, one of the indices through which these countries have over the years developed, and emerged as a world power, one of those indices is the contributions made by, citizens who, in their own, personal and individual capacity, have, contributed towards the development of that country. Yeah. And when we talk about citizenry now, I mean, we have the demographic analysis, and when you look at every countries of the world, young people make, a significant percentage of that citizenry. So young people, like he has said, experience, skills, technical or soft, building capacity in your life journey, whether you are in corporate or you are in an entrepreneur, you need to, bring all of these things together and, of course, contribute towards the development of your country. So I quite agree with him.
Okay, so I like that we are starting the conversation with lots of agreement. Hopefully we keep the energy like that. But you've said great things: nation building, capacity, getting involved in discourse. But where does nation building start from? Does it start when people have left university, that I'm talking about, as it relates to us as young people? Does it start when we enter university or secondary school, or when we start working, when we get our first employment experience? When exactly should nation building start amongst young people, or participation in nation building?
Okay, can I take that?
Yes.
Just so somebody just ran through my mind just now. So I remember one of the courses I took while I was in the universities, a philosophy course, and a part there talks about naturalism school of thought. There is a particular philosopher that speaks to what you are talking about now. That's J.J. Rousseau. So he talks about how inequality starts from home. That the process of a nation becoming a great nation, or we having a great society, the role of family, the father, the mother, and then the children cannot be overemphasized. What do I mean? The path to a great nation that all of us we are hoping for starts from the family. Your children, they have some kind of character or behavior you overlook. They are still kids. You're expected to be accountable for some of their actions. Because at that point, they don't know the right from the wrong. So just to cut it short, without taking you guys through many journeys, the path to nation building starts from home. Right there, when you are small, because that's actually the micro society. How we uphold the family values, how we teach each other to be stronger together in the face of problem, how we conquer our problem, and how we come out victorious each time we have issues. So all of these are what usually dovetail to a larger society. So you see people in the adolescent stage or early youth stage, you begin to wonder, you begin to question their upbringing, such that you cannot even trust them with a responsibility or entrust them with a leadership position, whether in their university or their first year at work. So it is family. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah. Agent of socialization for every individual, of course, like my dear friend mentioned, of course, starts with the family. Of course, it's a process. And like he did mention the thought of Rousseau. Just like he mentioned that when people have been developed, in terms of character, in terms of capacity, in terms of courage, in terms of competence, right from the family, of course, the process or the path through which they need to give that to the society is also, explained by Rousseau in what is called the social contract.
You guys are bringing philosophy into this.
So, in social contract, you bring all of these things that you have gained or you have, built from your home, and then you exchange that, with the society, larger society, as the case may be. So, I agree with him. Family is very, very important.
Thank you.
Okay.
Over to
you. Family can be relative. Not everybody has the opportunity to have family. Because when you explain, Mr. Akanni, you mentioned father, mother, children that will have siblings.
Guardian inclusive.
Well, guardian inclusive. But you know, with the kind of society we have right now, there are people, there are youths, individuals, teenagers who are not opportuned to have that family, that kind of family that would help them or give them the ideology or set their minds in a way that they need to be part of nation building. So what do you think, or what do you see for people like that who are not opportunity to be in that environment that can help them build or be a part of nation building?
Okay, so I'm going to cite a case study of one of the Yoruba adage. I don't know if I'm permitted to.
You are permitted, as long as you can.
So Yoruba will say, Ọlọ́run ò kì í fáyàn ní orí kó má fi ọ̀rùngbọ̀n rọ́pò. Meaning that you cannot be so unfortunate at every front. So we are all born differently. We are all born the same, rather. But ability to make changes are quite different. So what do I mean? The fact that you don't have a father or a mother or a defined family to raise you or a guardian doesn't mean that you cannot still have the basic idea of what what you should do as a good person. So that's why we have a powerful institution. The institution is as old as existence. That is religion. We've seen many child roaming around the streets. They kind of trace their success to what that particular institution has done in their life. A case study of a former president who was an head of state during the military era, who was also a president during the democracy. He never stopped to acknowledge a particular institution, Christian, a particular church in Christianity, how that particular church catered, fostered, and sponsored him throughout his academic career. So this was a man who lost his parents when he was small. In fact, he was an orphan. So what am I saying? For those who are able to privilege or maybe graced enough to be exposed to that particular institution early enough, that covers for some of their shortcomings in a way. And also, to now cover everything you said, yes, even people with parents, father, mother, that they are doing well, that still doesn't justify that you are going to be successful. In fact, that is not the yardstick to measure the extent at which you are going to be a good person in society or be useful. Basically, the interrelationship between the family and the larger society is just like a circle. The society is the bigger circle, while the family is small. But there is something I need us to understand. It is you and I, your family, my family, his family, that makes up this larger society. As much as we are trying to tone down the fundamental importance of family in this conversation, we should not forget the fact that if you lack a perfect understanding of how you should behave when you are outside, you are going to learn in hard way. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Wale, what do you think the future holds for the Nigerian youth?
I think for, say, like 5 years now, people have been talking about the future of work, the future of money, the future of energy, the future of the future, everything, the future of education. Everything is about the future. And I mean, not to, sweet-tongue my words, I think the future is bright for young people. I mean, young people who are dedicated, young people who are backed by vision, young people who, learn the basic values that they need to thrive in a society. So, not to, stress the conversation, the future is bright for young people. We just need to, do the needful, take destiny in our hands, and of course, expect that future.
Thank you. Mr. Akanni, the Nigerian youth have been tagged lazy.
Okay.
Does that affect the way you see the future for the Nigerian youth?
Oh, well, that's actually a fallacy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I could recall when the president made that statement. There were a lot of reactions from different quarters. There is something I do know. For every particular demography in a society or a country that belongs to that age bracket called youth, you are expected to be responsible and hardworking. What do I mean? That is a particular time that determines whether you are going to be successful or you'll be otherwise. That's a period where the extent at which you are going to go far in life are majorly determined. And Yoruba will say, Igba meta ni igba ida, that a woman's life is in 3 seasons: the morning, the afternoon, then the night, the evening. Thank you. So we all know how we can classify that. And they made us understand that if you play with your noon, which we can say youthful days, there is a tendency that you might end up not, realizing your potential. So having said that, I don't need to say much. Having understood that you need to work, you need to go out and make things happen. You need to acquire the relevant skill for you to stand shoulder to shoulder with your contemporaries around the world. So what does that tell you? It says that you need to go extra mile and do more than what you are expected to do, especially, let me narrow it down to Nigeria, a place where the odds against us are so stacked, and somehow it's negative. You are expected to work times 10 of what some of your contemporaries in the West or Asia are doing. So you see a young man who sponsored himself, or you see a young lady who probably knows how she graduated from school. From all of that, she managed to get a job, wake up at a very early hour of the day, and for those of us that live in Lagos, you can relate with this, you enter the traffic. You see a young man who is juggling between one event or the other to cover an event. I'm talking about the creative guys. You see a lady or a guy in fashion industry who is trying to meet up with a deadline. You see a young man who is, after teaching in a secondary school, and still taking extra coaching job from one particular family house to another family house. You see a young man who decided to go back to a farm, go back to agriculture, having, juggle between different applications, different interviews to the other. But he or she decided to go back to the roots by going into agriculture. You see a young man who is riding an Okada, where you know that your body is the body of the Okada, which Yoruba will say Arani body. You see a woman struggling to sell pure water and plantain chips inside the hold up and trying to pursue a car from one pole end to another pole end such that she will not lose the money. And above all, you see a young people, despite what they've been through, they never give up. They are trying to create a path, forge a path for themselves. And these are sets of people that their leader feels that they are lazy. So there is a general assumption. An average Nigerian is an happy person. Whether you are young, whether you are old, I don't want to know the tribe that you belong to. There is a gene of happiness in our blood.